we're going to be talking about the step-by-step process to achieve anything it is that you're setting your mind to right now, with a process that I like to call the success funnel. Now, once I decided that I wanted to focus on my physical body, I followed this exact process to go from 260 pounds to 190 pounds, actually like 185. I lost more than 60 pounds. It also helped me to eliminate all my credit card debts using the same exact process. It allowed me to incorporate a spiritual practice into my life and up myself into the realm of leadership in the company that I worked with, following the same exact process. So no matter what it is you want to improve in, this is the tried and proven method that will get you results in your life. But just so you have an idea of who I am, if you're not familiar with me, my name is Brandon Eastman. I operate and I'm the founder of Be Better Industries, where our mission is to help people make positive improvements and transformation in their life. I love to help people focus on the 5 key areas of life that I wrote about in my book, Be Extraordinary. But I didn't start with a business. I didn't start with a published book. I didn't start with a course library. I didn't start with these programs and coaching. I didn't start with any of that. I started at 18 years old in the world of sales. And I've always been a natural salesperson, but I started in this world. I started making great money to the point where I was 21 years old and I was earning 6 figures every single year consistently. And I was earning great money, but I wasn't happy with where my life was at this point. I was overweight. For those who are in sales, you know it's a lot of sitting behind a desk. You know it's a lot of ordering takeout, ordering DoorDash as it is now. It's a lot of being sedentary, not moving around a lot, just talking to people, building cool relationships and meeting cool people, but not necessarily taking care of your physical body, which is one of the most important elements of self-mastery. So I was 60 pounds heavier than I am now. I was earning a lot of money, but I was also spending a lot of money. I was spending more money than I was making. I had racked up thousands of dollars of credit card debt, and I was just generally very, very unhappy and unfulfilled in my life. I was earning great money, but I kept asking myself, is this all there is? Is money all there is? I didn't even want to leave my home because I didn't want people to see me. I didn't want people to see this new fat Brandon, this anxious Brandon, this depressed Brandon. And it got to the point where I started to self-sabotage in practically every area of my life. I was self-sabotaging in my relationships. I was self-sabotaging hardcore at work, to the point where I was about to look for a different job that was going to pay me a lot less money, thinking that the grass was greener on the other side. Thank God I did not do that, and instead I had a mentor come into my life. And you've probably heard the quote, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. And this teacher appeared for me. And they asked me, Brandon, what do you even want in your life? And I said, I just want to feel better. So he gave me a book called The Secret by Rhonda Byrne. And The Secret is a book that mentions your thoughts become things. What you think about, you send out into the universe, and the universe delivers back to you whatever it is you're thinking about. So if you're thinking thoughts of happiness, positivity, thoughts of your goals, thoughts of what you want in a positive light, you're going to manifest those things into your life. But the opposite is also true. If you're complaining, if you're gossiping, if you are complaining about where you are in life, you're complaining and saying that you're not going to get to where you want to get to, then those things will also come true as a result. So I read this book, I made big changes. Within 6 months, I was able to release 60 pounds of weight from my body. I was able to become more conscious and aware of my emotions. It allowed me to move up into leadership, where I started to train new salespeople. I started to help other salespeople transform their own life, which led me to my business now, Be Better Industries, where I help leaders and purpose-driven achievers to accomplish more in their life, to have more satisfaction and fulfillment, to follow their own purpose so that they feel like they're getting the most out of this one life that you have, depending on what you believe, right? So the first area that I went to work on was my physical body. So let me ask you, what is it that you're focused on right now? What is your goal that you want to achieve, that you're thinking about all of the time? And if you're saying to yourself, well, you know, Brandon, I just don't know what goal I want to achieve right now. I'm not sure what's next for me. Well, the first step of this success funnel is this. The first step of this entire process is you have to know what you're doing it for. You have to know your outcome. You have to know the goal. You have to know the end destination. Stephen Covey, in his 7 Habits for Highly Successful People, it's a great book, he talks about having the end in mind. So no matter where you are now, where is it that you want to go to? What is the end result, the outcome that you have in your mind? This is why last week we talked about the 5 key areas of life. The purpose of that was to help give you an outcome, help to give you a direction. So what is that direction that you're heading in? Do you want to earn more money? Do you want to move up in the company that you're with? Do you want to build your book of business if you're in sales? Do you want to open your own business? Do you want to move to a different part of the country? Do you want to mend and build new relationships? Do you want to adopt a spiritual practice? It doesn't matter what the outcome is. What's most important is that you have an outcome in the first place. Specificity is the key to achieving what it is you want. If you're not specific about what you want, then you're going to attract a lot of different things into your life, right? If you simply say, I want to earn more money, that's really cool. And I'm happy that you've taken the first step. However, it's not specific enough, because you have to imagine that the universe is a person that you're talking to. Imagine that the universe is a genie, and you get to ask this genie for anything that it is that you want in your life. Well, what would happen if you looked at the genie and you said, well, I just want to earn more money? The genie could hand you a quarter and say, here's what you wished for. And then he disappears because you've used your one wish. Or you look at the genie and you say, I want to lose weight. Well, you're wearing a hat, the genie reaches over, lifts the hat off your head and throws it. You just technically lost weight. You weigh less than you did when you were still wearing the hat, right? It's a silly example, but the point of this example is you have to be very specific about what it is you want to achieve. So if you looked at the genie and instead said, I want to eliminate $20,000 of credit card debt, then the genie is going to say, your wish is my command, snaps his fingers, guides you through the success funnel, maybe a little bit quicker if he's a genie, and you get to where it is you want to get to, which is your end result. Or you look at the genie and you say, I want to release 60 pounds of weight from my body. And the genie says, your wish is my command. He guides you through the success funnel. If your wish is to be more confident, well, how can you be more specific with that wish? You could ask yourself the question, how will I know when I'm more confident? The thing is, you are confident at times throughout your day. There's times when you're smiling. There's times when your head is high, your shoulders are back, your breathing is full. There are currently times where you feel amazing. So how will you know when you're more confident? The key to your outcome here, the first step in the success funnel, is being as specific as possible. If you want a new car, what color is the car? What year is it? What trim level do you want? Do you want to buy it new? Do you want to buy it used? Right? What accessories are on the inside? What does the interior look like? What dealership do you want to buy it from? Right? The more specific you can be, the more likely it is that you're going to bring that reality into your life. Now, once you have your outcome, the next very important step here, quite possibly the most important one of all, is this. It's your red dot. And your red dot is so important because I want you to think of your red dot as a bullseye, okay? You've got a bullseye, right? Let me write one right here. It's gonna be terrible, but that's okay. You've got a bullseye. Your red dot is the vision. Your red dot isn't the outcome that you want. It's not the short-term goal, because that's really what your outcome is. It really is your short-term goal, your short-term goal. Your red dot is the vision that your short-term outcomes are leading you to. So when it comes to your red dot, this is what it is that you're moving towards with all of the goals that you set and create for yourself that you begin to make progress towards. Now, think about your red dot in this way. What is it that you're so driven to achieve that it excites you to jump out of bed in the morning and take steps towards this outcome? What is it that gets you out of bed? What is it that lifts your spirits? What is it that fills you up with energy and joy? And when you think of it, it gets you excited. That's your red dot. And my question that I would ask you to help you determine what that is in your life, to help you determine what your red dot is I want you to imagine an ideal life for you 3 to 5 years from now. If I sat you down and said, hey, what does your life look like 3 to 5 years from now if you could have and be doing anything that it is that you want or want to be doing? What would you be doing with your time? If money wasn't an option, if money didn't matter, and your life could look however you wanted it to, travels, the home that you want, the car that you want, the level of income that you're earning, the people that you're helping, the purpose that you're fulfilling, what does your life look like 3 to 5 years from now? That is your red dot. And it's not enough to know the short-term goal and the short-term outcome with specificity. The next step is you have to know the vision that short-term goal is leading you to. So sure, I love running these programs. I love working one-on-one with my clients to help them get personal and professional results so they can make progress in their life. I love the courses I create. I love the live videos. But what this is leading me to is to be able to work wherever I want, to be able to be wherever I want to be with the people I want to be with whenever I want to do those things, to travel the world, to see wherever I want to see. I'm already making huge progress towards this because I want to speak to thousands of people. I want to help thousands of people to change their lives in a group setting, one-on-one, whatever it might be, right? My vision is that. My outcome is to do what it is I'm doing now in order to bring myself to this vision. So what is this vision for you? What is this bullseye for you? And you're going to throw a lot of outcomes at that dartboard. You're going to throw a lot of outcomes, the darts, at the dartboard here. Only a few of them are going to get close, but eventually you throw the fourth dart, the fifth dart, sometimes the first one if you're really good at darts, but you get better with experience, right? Eventually you'll throw the dart and it will hit the bullseye and it's going to hit the vision that you want. And you're going to look back 3 years from now, 4 years, 5 years, maybe sooner. And you're going to say, wow, I remember when I said that I wanted my life to look like this today because you followed this process. And you knew exactly where it was you were headed. So once you have the short-term goal or the outcome, you know the vision that it's leading you to, that's when we go to the step that makes all of this possible, which is taking action. Now, this is the step that a lot of people forget. This is the step that a lot of self-help books don't necessarily talk about, which is the action. This is the compound effect in action. Okay, because a lot of people have an idea of what they want. They know that they should lose weight. They know that they should find a different job with more opportunity to rise up in the ladder. They know that they should get around better friends and different people who align with their values, who align with their goal. But those individuals fail to take action. Those individuals fail to go out there and try a lot of different things and make mistakes and learn from those mistakes and continue on to get to where it is they want to get to. A lot of people hit a roadblock and they stop. Like I remember the first event that I ever did was in 2019. I spent over $2,000 marketing this event to get as many people there as possible. And I got 8 people at this event. 8 people. I spent $2,000, more than that. And 4 of those people were my family, my mom, my dad, my brother, my sister. So it just goes to show you're going to take action and you're not going to get the result that you want immediately. But the key here when it comes to taking action towards this goal that you have, which will lead you to your vision, the key here is you need to keep going. You need to ask yourself, what can I do today that will help me to take steps towards this outcome of mine? What can I do today? Just one thing each day. Imagine that, one thing each day. 365 days from now, that's 365 pieces of action that's going to bring you here. I can guarantee you, even if you have no freaking idea what you're doing, if you just start doing things, one thing each day towards the outcome that you want, I can practically guarantee you that you're going to get to where you want to get to. as long as you follow the next step in the success funnel. Because once you start taking action, you're going to mess up at times. Once you start, you're going to hit a roadblock, an obstacle. People are going to say things to you that might rub you the wrong way. People aren't going to support you. You're going to have haters. You're going to have people who do support you. And once you do run into those roadblocks, the next step is this. You're going to have to learn to constantly adjust your approach. What do they do on the sailboat? I've never been on a sailboat, by the way, but I've seen cool movies with them and I've talked to people who've been on them before. On the sailboat, you start to go in a direction, but 90% of the time you're actually going off course. So you constantly have to make slight adjustments to the sail on the boat in order to continue going in the direction that you want to. You see, you might start to take steps towards making more money. You might start to take steps towards rising up in leadership, but you're going to hit a roadblock. You're going to hit the obstacle that you didn't want to run into. The thing is going to happen. The gym is going to close. The pandemic is going to be here, right? All these different things happen, but the true achievers, those who are most successful, ask themselves the question, how can I course correct? They ask themselves the question, I might have messed up with this piece of action, but how can I go around it or go under the obstacle or go over the obstacle? What is it I can do now so that I can take another step in the right direction towards my outcome that will lead me to my vision? The key here is to adjust your approach. Thomas Edison tried to invent the light bulb 10,000 times. It took him until the last try to achieve the light bulb. Sylvester Stallone tried so many different times, actually over 100 times, going to 100 different booking offices to get himself as an actor into a movie. He kept going. Imagine if he didn't. Imagine if he didn't keep going. You wouldn't have ever seen Rocky. Imagine if Thomas Edison didn't create the light bulb. Someone else would have created it. You wouldn't even know Thomas Edison's name. The trick here is to continue making progress and adjusting your approach when necessary. And it will be necessary very often. The key to adjusting your approach is to ask yourself what didn't work. Be very objective with what didn't work in your favor. And then ask yourself, what can I do different this next time? That's the key to taking action and adjusting your approach. And once you do all of these things, once you have an outcome, once you're aware of your red dot, which is the bullseye, which is your vision, once you're taking massive action, a lot of things, one thing each day, and you're adjusting your approach to stay on course, you activate final piece, which is the universe. You activate this thing that causes situations and circumstances and events to happen in your life. Some people call this serendipity. Some people call this grace. Some people call this luck when things happen that are too good to be true. Some people call this God. Whatever it is you call it, this is the force that comes to your aid to help you to get to where it is you want to get to once you follow these 4 steps. Now, it's important that you follow these 4 steps, knowing what you want, having your vision constantly in mind. This is why people have vision boards around their home so that they see their goals every single day. And then you take action, and then you adjust your approach, and then the universe comes to your aid to help you to make it a reality. But this final piece doesn't catch on until you're doing the other 4. When you see people out in the world that are accomplishing incredible things, and you look at them and you say, I'm so happy for them. It's so incredible how they're doing these things. How are they doing it? How does it always seem like they're getting the great end of the deal? How does it always seem like they're doing everything right? Well, the reality is they're not doing everything right. They're just doing a lot more right things than people who aren't taking any action at all. So people generally see the celebrations, people generally see the accomplishments, but people don't see all the hard work that went in behind the curtain. People don't see all the hours spent on self-improvement, on going after the goal, on going through the dirt to get to where it is you want. People don't see that. They just see the end result. And it's very important to activate this secret key, the universe, in your favor. You have to follow the 4 steps here.